What's up, guys? Another Roma English podcast episode. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Doing good. All right. So should we just start off with the last game?
Pedro
Come on, Seba.
Pedro scored the worldie. Ibanez had the tackle of the decade, and those are two very big takeaways.
Which one was the tackle of the decade? The penalty.
The one that wasn't a penalty, that every single defender on the planet would have gotten a penalty for.
Yeah, we're saying every single defender on the planet, but all we have to compare with is Cristante, because Cristante is the only other player who loses his marker like that.
That is
no, but
Mirante, great game. Ibanez had.
Wait, I'm seeing people saying Mirante had a great game. Was it really that great of a game?
It was.
I can't remember any great saves.
He made two ridiculous saves. Yeah. He made two ridiculous saves. There was that one save in the second half where the ball was going top right corner and he somehow changed direction of his dive to get his hand to it.
Oh yeah. That was actually a very good one. Okay, maybe.
Ibanez
was probably man of the match. I can't remember.
It's hard to give him. I just think, I don't know. Because Ibanez to get man of the match, yes, he had the best defensive stats, yada. But every single attack was also, every dangerous attack was also as a result of his error. There was no threat without his mistakes. At the same time, it's a weird one. It's like a striker who... Yeah, it's like a striker has a really shit game but scores.
I don't know, but did he? I can only think of one big mistake he made with when Okaka turned him way too easily.
You literally just said only.
Yeah.
Loses his marker like he did.
Yes, but that's not okay. Fair.
No, that was bad.
I agree though that
I'm gonna kill Lasagna on pace. It's Kevin Lasagna, not Palacio or something.
To be fair, Lasagna is incredibly. He's one of the best in the world, in the league at running in behind. Then he can't do anything else than that.
But that's another story.
Yes. Anyways, I agree that Ibanez's performance is a bit overrated in that game. He made some spectacular tackles and won the ball very well. He went forward twice.
He should have gotten an assist if Dzeko could actually finish.
That was insane
but yeah, overall, I don't know. I think he made one or two mistakes too many to be able to give him man of the match. But then again, who was better really? We didn't have that.
That's the thing. There's not really a clear alternative to him.
Pedro got a goal and and he's apparently in the conversation for Player of the Week in the league.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was that good.
Italian football TV's Player of the Week, so that's meaningless to me.
Yeah, exactly. True.
And the thing is, I do think that all three of the centre backs had fantastic games, but I think, I'm a bit low. You're talking to my chin. Let me there we go. So I think all three defenders had fantastic games, but the problem is, not the problem, but Ibanez stands out way more because his role is the most flashy. He's the ball winner, so he's meant to make the big tackles, where the other two's job is to almost corral the ball into Ibanez so he can win it.
Yes.
So as a result, you don't notice what the other two are doing as much as a result of that.
Exactly. Kumbula was... Ibanez was also very good, but Kumbula even better at that, closing down spaces.
You mean Mancini or Ibanez?
Yeah, I mean Mancini.
But the thing is, Ibanez is the centre-back that's going to get a bit more tackles, same with Mancini. But the thing with Kumbula is that he prevents a lot of attacks, which doesn't show as much. But he's covering the area so they don't get attacks in those areas as well.
And with him and Spinazzola, it's basically teams don't even bother passing down the right side of the pitch because they just
that side is so well protected.
Yeah. And the way Spinazzola is always waiting to cover that run in behind is fantastic.
Yeah,
he's always there on the overlap.
I just have a quick disclaimer. I don't know if you can see 3 or 4 people joining. It's because my camera doesn't work, and that's why I keep looking lower down because I'm both on my phone and my computer. Anyways,
But to be honest, this is the best you've ever looked. I think we should do this permanently because I can actually see what you look like. I don't just see rice. On my screen.
Probably, but anyways, let's not get into that. I want to talk a bit about the midfield because I wasn't too impressed with, like, I feel like there wasn't a balance, you know?
Yeah.
Like, often Veretout or Pellegrini pushed up when we had the ball and got the ball into good areas. He made some very good runs, but then Veretout kept his position out like slightly to the left. And then the midfield was very open on Pellegrini's side when they got the ball and could counter. And that's why they got so many counterattacking opportunities.
But it wasn't covering him.
Exactly. And I don't know, maybe this is something, because in the Juve game it worked very well because we were sitting deeper, but maybe when attacking, it's Veretout and Pellegrini don't work together. I don't know. Or maybe it's something to work on.
You know what I think it is, honestly? Do you know what I think we have to do in that case? I wouldn't say Veretout should cover him, especially if you look at our attack. Veretout needs to be contributing to our attack because he has some pace from the central.
He's great for the second wave as well. When there's
exactly. So he should be contributing. Yeah. And then when Pellegrini pushes up, we have 3 centre backs. One of them should then be covering him in midfield, in my opinion. Because in a quick counter attack, it's going to be 2 strikers anyway if you're dominating a team to that degree.
And I even think that I know we attack a lot from the wings, but it doesn't happen as much on the right if Santon is playing. I think even he could drop back a little bit because he isn't as involved in attack.
True, but then he also, because even if he isn't involved and doesn't get the ball, he still pulls away one of the opponent's markers, you know? Like, one of them has to go. I honestly want to see a 3-5-2 because I think, I don't know, I feel like one of the attacking players were kind of wasted.
Yeah,
like the attacking versus this low block.
I think we talked a lot about having a 3-man midfield and having Pellegrini as a trick with Veretout pushing up from behind and Diawara staying back a bit could be very well balanced.
Yeah. And then they can both make those runs that Pellegrini made last game, which were very good, and they kind of disorganized the opposition. Because then they can't just stand there and mark them like they can with the 2 attacking midfielders. But overall, it wasn't a very good game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, otherwise, I think Spinazzola had a good game. He's basically unstoppable down the left, but he did seem to tire out. Yes. Towards the end of the game. Mkhitaryan, basically, it's just they do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You might as well drop one. Like, so today there was a report that Fonseca is perhaps considering Mayoral and Dzeko go up front going forward in the season and dropping one of Pedro and Mkhitaryan off the field, and the other one playing central behind them.
I would not,
which would then let us have, but it would be Mkhitaryan as the attacking mid. But I also think Pellegrini is better suited to that type of attacking midfield, where he's got 2 players in front of him. He can just pass and create for him. He doesn't have to be as much of a goal scorer.
Or a defender if he plays central midfield in the 3-4-2-1 as well, because he either gets to create more for himself when he plays more offensively, or when he's in the midfield, he has to do some defensive work. When he's in the trequartista role, he can just focus on setting up others, which is where he
can just pass. He can be like an enganche, exactly. He can just
also something with the 2 attackers that he gets to pass to. Now he also has Mayoral who runs in behind.
Yeah, and it creates a lot of. It helps the attack to have 2 different types of striker. One that can be a bit more of a creator but also running behind. So it's probably good for balance and for diversing the attack.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Dzeko is good at dropping deep, and he has many good qualities. But I think he needs someone to create space for him, which Mayoral.
I just can't see the aim of Mkhitaryan and Pedro Dzeko up front. Where's the goal gonna come from? From what? From what Pedro did. That's what it has to be, you know. Whereas I think Mayoral and Dzeko give you more. Yeah, and I know it's funny. The journalist who I read this from put it very well. Roma want a front wheel drive, and that's exactly it. It gives you more of a footing in the opposition's half with two centre forwards like that. And where it gets interesting is apparently Milik is so an unreliable source, by the way, but apparently Milik was was almost had his head in Rome, and he to the extent where he was wishing certain people at Roma good luck for the season. So there's rumors now, there's a suggestion now that perhaps a 10 million deal in January could be struck, and then you bring him in. And if Roma are looking to play two up front, I mean, that just makes perfect sense. The reports came out at a similar time. And the other thing is we can, 10 million. Oh yeah, that's it. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to add. Napoli today left him out of their Europa League squad officially, so they're clearly done with Milik. So basically, at this point, the guy seems to want Roma, from what we're hearing. So now it's take 10 million or fuck off. De Laurentiis, well done, you clever guy, you. Well done.
Agreed. Oh, yes.
Go for your fines. Yes. Instead of losing 1 million, you lost 15.
Oh, absolute cunt. Anyways, I don't know if I can see.
If Milik comes in, do you still think we go for El Shaarawy?
That's what I was going to get into.
Yes.
I can't see Dzeko and Milik playing. Like I feel like they're too much the same kind of striker.
I don't agree with you at all. I don't agree with you at all. I think Dzeko can completely be that Llorente striker.
Maybe,
that
but
one is going to flick it on for Milik, and Milik can be the finisher. Dzeko is a great creator.
Yes.
What he lacks is that finisher next to him. He's not. There's not. I'm saying with all due respect, I understand. Maybe they have a similar body type. They look kind of similar, but honestly, Milik is ruthless.
Yeah.
And Dzeko is a way better creator. And
but like
I think
what I mean is
Milik
feels a bit like that, like Schick did with him. As in, Schick doesn't shoot as well, obviously, but they didn't really like create together. Milik has the same kind of play style as Schick almost. I feel like Dzeko needs someone like Mayoral who runs a lot.
But in my
Milik loves to run into space.
What?
Milik loves to attack open space. He does that. I'm saying as I watched every Milik goal that he scored with Napoli when we were going to get him, and he loves attacking space. And so, like, I think it's a situation of Dzeko crosses it puts Spinazzola down the line, and Spinazzola then that low cross in, Milik will then be attacking that space, as opposed to low crossing it into the shadow of Dzeko, the ghost of Dzeko.
Milik will score so many goals of those Spinazzola crosses if he comes.
Yeah, and also definitely, if we need two strikers, there's like no question of bringing in. If you can get Milik for 10 million.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, who cares if he is Dzeko's clone? If you could give me a second Dzeko for 10 million, he was 26. I'd fucking do it.
I think the ideal thing to do is to play the two-striker formation, get Milik and El Shaarawy, and sell Dzeko, and have your strike force be Milik, El Shaarawy, Mayoral, and possibly like Pedro or Mkhitaryan summing in there every once. Yeah, but he isn't gonna come back for quite a while.
No, I know. Like he's gonna be back for probably the end of the season. But anyways,
I don't think El Shaarawy would be anything more than a loan anyway.
No, probably not.
But I still think it's time to get rid of Dzeko if we do that, because then we'll have El Shaarawy.
It's impossible. What do you mean, in January or start of next season?
Next season.
You see, for me, I feel like I don't know if anyone at that point is still going to come in for Dzeko. I think how long will he have left on his contract then? 1 year?
Yeah, but then 1 year. Then they're gonna get him for cheaper. So they're gonna be like, "Oh, can we get Dzeko for 8 million?" And they're gonna be, rather that than free.
At that stage, I think Dzeko could logically at that stage realize my place is off the bench, and you have Milik, Mayoral starting, Dzeko their reserve. I'm saying, and unless someone comes and offers us money for him, You're not going to find a better backup striker on the market, even if he's earning 5 million for one more season.
He's not going to want to be a backup striker.
No, but that I think that's ridiculous. I mean, at the age of 36, what is he going to go to? Is he going to go be the striker for Spartak Moscow? What the hell?
He's definitely gonna. I think he's gonna accept being the backup striker. My issue is we can only do that if he has a lower wage. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I could see us selling Dzeko in January for 10 million, getting a Milik for 10 million, and El Shaarawy on a loan.
Who would buy Dzeko for 10 million in January?
And the other
maybe if Juve are coming fifth, they would. I could see that.
8 million. I don't know, like.
No. It's not about. I'm saying who would pay for Dzeko? Why would anyone come for Dzeko in January? That's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm saying if Juve are really struggling and they're not score, I could see that. Maybe if Inter and Atalanta are like 6 points ahead, and Conte feels, this is what we need to bring us over there. Maybe. Aside from those two things, I don't really see any other team coming.
I wouldn't bet
it's been January. I don't see Dzeko even wanting to move in January is for like Antonio IFTV calls it the franchise player. January is a weird time for a player like that to move,
If Dzeko has a good,
I just don't see it happening, honestly.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Especially if we're going two striker now. There's no ways they're going to play two strikers if we only have two strikers.
But having four strikers, though, you think that Majoral, Milik, Dzeko, and El Shaarawy could have a working rotation where everyone gets happy?
Do you know when? Can I tell you something? My dad always tells me about the Scudetto season.
Mm-hmm.
At first, at the start of that transfer window, the rumors were they're going to sell Montella and they were going to sell Del Vecchio to raise the funds for Batistuta. They were going to have Batistuta and Totti as the strike force.
Yeah.
Capello apparently said to Sensi, "You're wasting your time. If you want to win the Scudetto, I need 4 strikers. I need 4 great strikers. Because you need two players for every position. You play with 2 strikers."
Yeah.
So Sensi bankrupted himself, brought Batistuta, and Capello spot on. I don't think if Batistuta, Totti, Montella, and Del Vecchio could rotate it. If you could have Batistuta and Totti rotating, why couldn't these fucking 4 morons rotate?
And this won't bankrupt us, hopefully.
And this one bankrupt.
Exactly.
We're already bankrupt, apparently.
If Majoral comes in expecting to start.
Exactly. That's the thing. Majoral, even next season, why can't Milik and Dzeko start together? Why will Majoral all of a sudden demand to start? If he does, he can go back to Madrid. We don't have to buy him.
We can just say this. Having the back 3 with Smalling, Mancini, and Ibanez, and the strike force of Milik and Dzeko, we better get some fucking corner goals.
True.
I thought this man was about to say we better win Europa League or something.
No, I think we better get some corners.
No, but honestly, I think if you get Milik, if you add the likes of a Milik to this team, I know it's not a right wing back, but I just think it's just such a
big move. It's a very
I fully want Milik. I'm still not sure about Dzeko and Milik playing together because I don't know. I don't see Milik as someone who runs a lot. He attacks spaces, yes, but Sebbe, you know what I mean when I see Majoral as an Elmander that just runs, but even attacks, like even goes into spaces that he won't get the ball. He knows he won't get the ball. He just runs for running's sake and opens up spaces for Dzeko. Milik feels like...
The thing that worries me is that if that strike force starts in a big game where we won't have 6% possession and we do have to rely on some counters, I don't think Milik and Dzeko are going to do it for that type of game plan. No,
exactly.
Yeah, I think for a counter, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think there's no relentless type of pace in that situation. But honestly, can I just make it simple?
Yeah.
If Llorente and Morata could get to a fucking Champions League final, Llorente and Morata, you're gonna tell me Dzeko and Milik can't play together? Like I don't even think you can even respond to that. In all honesty,
no.
I think that ends this discussion.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I'll give it to you.
I think, like, no, but jokes aside, I do think it's a case of, yes, it's not the ideal big man, little man that you like for the two strikers, but I do think players find a way to make shit work.
But however, we will dominate the final third if we do have those two, just pushing down the defense. If it's
crosses into the box, like, no, but it'd actually become a. Do you know what? Do you know, actually, this is something we haven't considered. If you have those two there, do you know how much space Pellegrini or Mkhitaryan all of a sudden have? Because you're gonna have 4 defenders marking those two.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have everyone else fucking marking the wing backs because you can't allow a cross now against Roma.
Yeah.
And then the midfield has free run of the field.
No, I'm getting excited now.
Let's remember that Pellegrini and Mkhitaryan, both Pellegrini and Mkhitaryan have very good long shots.
Okay. I will say, I'm not going to, can we just, the Pellegrini one is like he had a really good long shot. He lost it. I don't know where it is right now.
Even Bruno Perez lob crosses can work if this happens.
Yeah, so that's what's
picture that.
That's what's very like Atalanta. We tried to play like Atalanta, but we just don't have the speed that. Like, we have the right, but Dzeko and Mkhitaryan don't have the speed that Gomez and Zapata have.
No, we don't have the Papu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
want Mkhitaryan to be that player, but he's not quite.
Also, we don't have their kind of way of putting pressure, like of pressing. But I heard that Fonseca sees this as a problem. He wants us to put more pressure on. So this is something they're working on. I think the problem with Dzeko that he doesn't. Can
I tell you something? If that's what Fonseca wants, I could actually see Mayoral benching him if we don't play with 2 strikers.
Yes,
exactly. This is
because I think the pressing wise, there's no context between the two.
People are gonna make jokes about this, but this is what you need. Why you need a defensive striker, because a defensive striker is someone who can direct the pressure.
Mayoral knew Roberto Firmino.
I mean,
oh no! He's definitely not a false nine. But I mean, like, someone who can pressure them into the right areas where we can win the ball. And this is something Dzeko can't do.
This is a quote from Thiago Motta when he introduced his pretty controversial 2-7-2 formation. The thing is that the striker is the first defender, and the defender is the first striker, because the striker is the one that applies the first type of defending with the pressure. And the defender is the first one that's going to press the ball upfield. So even though the Thiago Motta isn't the best coach, or the 2-7-2 isn't really a realistic system, I think
the thing about the 2-7-2 is a realistic system. The reason it seems ridiculous is because of how we see the field.
Yeah, I know.
So we look at the field from goal to goal. He looks at the field from left to right.
Yeah, he's 2-7-2.
That's what he means by 2-7-2.
Yeah, his 2-7-2 is pretty much a 4-3-3 in reality. Yeah. But you know what I mean. I mean, he is right in that sense, and I think that's something you have to consider when having a pressing team.
Yeah, that's how all the best teams play, with a press from the front.
Yeah,
all of them. So,
exactly.
I think the way Dzeko kind of, there's not really, like, here and there, but there's not that hunt. He doesn't hunt the goalkeeper down every time he gets the ball, etc. Although, the problem was, what I really didn't like about Di Francesco was he insisted the players did that.
Yeah.
And then by like the 50th minute, we couldn't even move, and we had to just defend for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So, like, don't do it if it's going to just ruin us. Don't do it just because that's what the best teams do. Make sure it's within the players' capabilities,
But there's
I think go ahead.
There's a difference between Di Francesco and Fonseca. Fonseca
exactly.
I agree.
An idea behind doing things.
Yeah, I'm just pointing that out. Like,
I think this is more of we have to be better at putting pressure on when we can win the ball back early. And then,
I think it's like against Udinese, you just need to want it more.
Yeah,
there's no hunger. There's no we need to score second. It's like, okay, thank God we got one. But that's not from our defenders. That's from Dzeko,
Yes.
Yeah.
but because of Dzeko's importance, it means the entire attack then has to behave in that. This is enough. Because if Dzeko's not leading the line and pressing for a second goal, then no one can.
Exactly. Yeah. Overall, it wasn't a great performance, but
You know, Udinese away is a very hard one. To get 3 points there is not. It's not a given whatsoever.
And
so
honestly, they're one of the best teams at one of the best, except the top 7 at counterattacking and creating chances from that. So
You said
and we're weak against this. So it's. I didn't think it was something to be too worried about still.
I'm not worried about this game. I think it's like for this as well. It's purely if Dzeko wanted to, we would have won this game 3-0.
Yeah.
That's all. There's no tactical issue.
Exactly.
I don't understand this. Like against Juve, we created 3 clear-cut chances that we didn't take. Clearly, we have a very good attack. The problem is if that fucking guy doesn't want to score, it doesn't matter. That's the thing.
And we had some very good.
You can do nothing about that.
Exactly. We had some very good passing patterns versus Udinese too. I thought this was kind of Pedro and Michi's fault too. They gave the ball away too easily on many occasions, missed simple passes.
There was no 1-2. There was no proper pass, move into the space, proper pass. And that's actually if you cannot play 1-2s in that formation, you might as well walk off the field.
Exactly.
Because that whole formation is built on the 1-2.
Yeah.
Especially when we've got Oak so slow.
We did play through them 2 or 3 times, right through the middle and just cut through the whole team. Mkhitaryan scored a goal like that. It was stupidly offside.
Oh, and it was such a lovely finish. Such a lovely finish.
Oh, it was so beautiful.
Everything was beautiful.
But,
yeah.
But should we move on to the transfers and the future?
Yes.
The future.
Are we done with
leave out the frustration and look it from an actual objective standpoint, please.
What? The frustration? I mean, the transfer window.
Yeah. The transfer window.
I think
This guy was saying that we didn't improve. Please explain that.
Okay, so if we look at the departments, defense definitely improved. No question.
Okay, so we've improved so far.
Yeah.
In goals, we stayed the same.
Goalkeeper, obviously.
Midfield goal is better, so we've improved in goal as well.
Yeah.
Not during the transfer window though. So, but yes, we've improved over the summer, definitely. Midfield, we didn't change anything, right? I don't think so. Not central midfield. Then we have the attack. Borja Mayoral in the future is definitely better than Kalinic.
Okay,
right now,
Kalinic had in 20 La Liga games, he had 1 goal.
Yeah.
Mayoral had 8. Mayoral's better than Kalinic. Okay, we've improved our striker.
Yes.
I'm not gonna accept Mayoral is. I think
he's not
finishing equal, and he's faster, and he's more skillful, and he's a better passer.
He brings more to the table as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. But then we have the attacking midfield where it is okay.
Now, can we look at this as in if Zaniolo, let's pretend Zaniolo wasn't injured.
Yeah. Okay, then it's totally different.
Yeah,
but
you see, I feel like you have to cover that, but it's awkward to cover that because the club is in a position now to invest in a Zaniolo cover because we don't have the money available to do that. And it's difficult to get a player who's capable of replacing that on free or on a loan. Because who wants to give you a player on a loan?
And let's be
Sarabi was an option.
Getting rid of Under didn't mean anything. He doesn't play.
That was plus Valencia.
Exactly.
Good move.
But
injured all the time.
Yeah.
Also, yes, but I don't know. I'm purely looking at this. Did we improve? And then I'm saying Pedro. I wouldn't say is an improvement on Under. No way. They're just as good right now.
Mean?
He is way better at playing football.
Pedro
way better. Roma are a better team with Pedro on the field than Under.
Pedro makes the team better, while Under
maybe individually Under can score a better looking goal or dribble better. But in a team, it's no contest.
But no, the issue I have with Pedro is, firstly, we've seen him three games. He's become.
We have seen him for 15 years.
Oh, okay. No, but I mean, like,
no, but the thing is,
No, wait, Seba, wait. Let this man finish what he's saying to us.
Yeah. Every game, Verona, he was great. Juve, he was pretty good. Udinese, he slowly attacked down so often. Almost every time he got the ball, almost always he went backwards. He did one insane goal, yes, but we knew he was.
Why he goes backwards? Because and maybe this seems like I'm like jumping to conclusions to protect him, but hear me out. You have no speed in the attack. What you have to do is build slow so you can get your midfield there 5 meters from the box so that you can then press. You don't have the speed. That's why, as if I was in Pedro, I would consider going back before just giving that pass to Dzeko, who's going to lose it.
No, I fully agree with this. My issue was when he got the ball from Pellegrini, Veretout, maybe even sometimes from the defenders, in an advanced position when we had possession and everyone was pushed forward, and then he had an option to pass either to Mkhitaryan or Dzeko, and then he turned back and the attack started again. I saw him doing this 3 or maybe 4 times, and those 3 were really good positions.
But another argument is that Fonseca wants all his players to be involved in defensive work. Under would just stand around and
I would love to. Yeah, exactly.
Pedro was down in the own half making tackles when it was tough against Juve.
I want to exactly say, but what would Under have done if he was in those positions?
This is a fair point. But also, Under is much younger.
The thing is, we don't need more youth. We need someone to lead the youth we have. And
Under is much younger, but it's not as if it's not a Pastore thing where we paid 24 for him. We got Pedro for free, and we put 25 mil in the bank.
And Pedro is, if we go down 1 goal, Under is gonna either just be totally uninterested, or is gonna say, I'm gonna do this myself and do stupid shit. Pedro is gonna help the team and trying to do everything for everyone to get in the game.
Yes. Maybe that's fair.
No, I must say, I think overall, Pedro for Under, maybe yes, in 3 years, it looks like a retarded thing to do. Excuse my language.
No, but that's.
But
but it did it for the future. I don't know. I feel like Pedro. Also, the issue is now we have Pedro, who is injury prone, and we only have 1 backup to those 2.
Why is he injury prone? Is he? He's not injury prone.
I think he is.
No, he just doesn't get to play.
My Chelsea. I have a friend who is a Chelsea fan. He's been he's been moaning for 2 years now that Pedro is always out injured. He always goes out with small little injuries.
I don't know. Use that as if Under isn't injury prone at 20.
No.
Under has literally been injured for 3 years straight.
No, this isn't about Under. This is that we don't have any depth now, and we have Pedro. So, can Pedro play that much? In that case, we needed another.
That is not. That's why I said what I said on the group the other day. But we have 11 Serie A games before January.
Yeah.
From right now, 11. Surely Pedro can make through 8 games, and then Carlos Perez can play 3.
Exactly. That's the thing. I see this as a positive sign as well, because if Pedro gets tired or injured, Carlos gets more time and doesn't have to sort of share it with Under, because I think Carlos is a better talent than Under and also a better team player than Under. So having the Pedro, let's face it, Pedro is, where is he? 33. He's not going to play 11 games, 90 minutes.
Carlos, I know we also can. Sorry, I have to stop you right now, Steve. I have to, because we're actually all idiots. We're moving to a fucking 2-striker system, gents. Who
Yes.
cares?
That's true.
But
If that's going to be permanent, then
and
it looks much better. Yes.
and Pedro could be a very good complementary striker as well. Because
Exactly. He will be the backup striker for now.
Yeah.
Because he can be that small man that like he could be. Have you guys been seeing how Ribéry's been playing for Fiorentina in that striker role? He could do something like that, perhaps. You know.
Yeah. No, I like that. These things I said before there was even discussions about changing formation. To be fair, but
yeah, no, I understand.
I don't know.
But I mean, I think we do have to consider that now.
Yeah.
Because maybe
I don't
literally thought what we've thought. Like, is this really enough depth at attacking mid? Perhaps Pedro's better suited as a backup striker. And perhaps Mayoral is better suited as a backup striker for Pedro and Dzeko, whatever the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Another issue is the depth in centre back, because if we get 2 injuries at centre back at the same time, Fazio is starting.
But like I said, from where I sit, most teams getting 2 of their starting centre backs injured are fucked. Most teams, it's almost a bit difficult to expect more. I know our backup options aren't great, but what my point is, touch wood, the chances that we have 2 bad injuries for 2 of our best centre backs is like, yeah, I know it's Roma, but yes, that would really be God.
And the thing is, even though we have 2 injuries, we will still have a back line that consists of 2 great defenders and someone who could be decent.
Yeah, like let's say Ibanez and Mancini are injured, we can just go to Smalling and Kumbula in the back too.
Yeah,
that's true.
That or Cristante, and he can get saved by Kumbula and Smalling. It's not like it's not like 2 injured centre backs we're gonna concede 6 every game.
No.
Do you remember at the start of this transfer window, Kumbula wasn't even like it was like, please can we get Smalling, Daddy? Please can we have Smalling? And like maybe we get a backup. We were gonna get hopefully we get some idiot on free transfer. We get Socrates. We got Kumbula.
Yeah.
Like if you put yourself in your body 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks, it's like, and I told you, how would you feel if we got Smalling and Kumbula? You'd be like, oh my goodness. Yeah. But now it's because the grass is always greener on the other side. It's like, fuck. Yes. But you are correct in saying our backups aren't proficient. They aren't.
All over the team except the midfield, I would say.
Much you can do,
Yeah. No,
and also,
it's fair.
I wanted to say on the other thing, what this also adds, getting the likes of a Smalling and a Kumbula, is we sold Unda and Kluivert, yes, but now let's say Mkhitaryan's injured, and Pedro, whatever. Carlos Perez Pellegrini have to play attacking mid. You have Diawara, and Diawara's injured. We have Mancini then who can step in for defensive midfield, and the back line is still great.
That's the point I wanted to bring up. I even thought about this before the video. The versatility we have in this squad is pretty much unmatched in the league, and it
in terms of with players
and it kind of makes it not as bad if we get injuries, because we have Cristante who can play center back, defensive mid, center mid, attacking mid. We have Mancini who can play center back.
What do you mean by can play? You mean
they have experience of playing in those positions. It's not going to be something new and forced. We have Mancini who can play center back and defensive mid. Spinazzola who can play both sides. Santon who can play both sides.
Perez who can play both sides.
Perez who can play both sides. Pellegrini can play trequartista. He can play the cam winger thing. He can play a holding midfielder. We have Pedro who can play pretty much everywhere in the front 3. Same thing with Mkhitaryan. I mean, we will pretty much always have a player on a position, which doesn't make depth as big of a concern.
No, we definitely have a lot of versatility, but we don't have a lot of players. That's a lot of players of quality. And that's where I'm
give a fuck that Santon and Perez can play both sides. I don't want to see either of those idiots, frankly. I don't care. I don't care that Cristante can be a striker. He's a shit one. I can also be that oak who can play everywhere. It doesn't matter. Florenzi is our striker,
if we get 3 or 4 starters injured at the same time, which is a very it's not crazy to think that could happen, because that happened last year. I think it happened the year before. Like, it's not crazy to think that.
Cristante, Pellegrini, and Under were all injured at the same time last season.
Yes, Diawara was injured a lot, so probably him also.
I remember when Mancini had to play in midfield. That was when Diawara and Cristante were injured together. Yeah. Under was injured for 3 months, and then Pellegrini broke his foot.
Yeah, exactly. So it's possible, and then we suddenly have like a mid-table side. If we
see the problem, the likes of a Spinazzola, it's surely a matter of time before one of his muscles needs a rest.
Yeah, you know? And if we by then have to play, if we have to play Calafiori a left back in a 4-back system, then it's an issue, because he had problems versus Primavera attackers.
And you know what really concerns me? I understand. So I think it's a case of, you know how he brought on Villar with 1 minute and I really think Fonseca is in a position right now where he has to try get as many points as he can for the first 10 games to earn that trust.
Yes.
What worries me is he could end up playing the likes of a Spinazzola against Benevento.
Yeah.
And he gets injured, and then we don't have him for a Milan. Yeah. And because he's nervous to risk Calafiori against Benevento, and then we drop those easy points. It's a very difficult situation he's in, you know, where he almost has to play the best squad every week. Because the Roma board are putting him in that position where there's no, you're fucking the guy, because he's not allowed to rotate his squad, because he rotates his squad and you can say this guy's an idiot. No, he put this Roma youth team play and we drop points because of it. But, you know, what can the guy do? He does or he doesn't. Either way, he's screwed.
Also, I think we have clearly needed to make substitutions in attacking midfield every game we played, and with only one backup, really. I don't know. Either Pellegrini has to start on the bench, but he can't be moved up during the game because he won't like add anything. We need someone to come in the attacking midfield if we're gonna have a pressing system, and we don't have anyone on the bench. We have Calais Perez.
Mayoral can, because Mayoral comes in for one of those two and just plays next to Dzeko as opposed to being the attacking mid.
Yeah. You know? Okay. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Should we? Yeah. But what do we expect from the season then? What are our expectations? Like, what do we think will happen? What do we think should happen? Like minimum, kind of.
Minimum 6th place for me. I don't think there's any excuse to finish behind that other irrelevant team that is in the city, and maybe Milan as well. I could understand finishing behind Milan. So I think 5th or 6th should be the minimum.
But the thing is, I don't see Milan being good the entire season, because they are in Europa League now. They have look at Spezia. They have 2 players injured. All of a sudden, they start Colombo and Gabbia. I mean,
yeah, I understand. But the thing is, like, but they don't have to be all that to come 5th or 6th.
No, but again, I keep saying this every time someone says Milan is going to finish above us. I have zero belief in that Pioli can last an entire season doing well.
This I agree with.
Zlatan is literally their manager.
Yeah,
Pioli is like that guy in the Wizard of Oz who stands, the smoke and the mosque. That's Pioli. Zlatan's behind the curtain doing everything.
Pioli is Tyronn Lue and Zlatan is LeBron.
Exactly, Zlatan is LeBron. Exactly.
But the thing is, Zlatan is 38. He isn't gonna play all 38 games, 90 minutes, and when he isn't on the field, they are not as good.
So let's put it like this way. For me, if Zlatan can stay fit for most of the season, they finish ahead of us.
Yeah.
If Zlatan gets injured, we probably finish ahead of them. That's how it is. This is Zlatan versus Roma. I don't respect anyone else on that Milan team. Honestly, all of them.
I think they have a lot of very good players. They have Çalhanoğlu, who has been very good this year, basically this whole year. Hernandez has made big steps in his defense.
Yeah, and it's funny how they only all became good when Zlatan arrived.
Yeah.
So funny that there. That's what I'm saying. Take Zlatan out, and all of a sudden, all of them just. Yeah, they all have talent, but none of them are mentally strong players. None of them. And that is just as important.
He will still be there.
It's not the same thing with him sitting on the bench or in the stands.
But Conte, that's what I said. That's what I'm saying. For me, this is Zlatan versus Roma. Because as long as Zlatan is there, Milan are a threat.
Yes.
Take Zlatan out unless it becomes something they learn from him. Take Zlatan out, and they fucking went 120 minutes against Rio Ave, and then their fans said it was a fantastic result. Are you mad?
They had to equalize in the 120th minute against.
They literally have the mentality of Udinese.
Yeah.
This is 100%, but I feel like they have a slight advantage with having Zlatan, who is a leader. They have a better defensive record. They have an insane goalkeeper. They have these like key players that I feel are a little bit better than ours. And
like who? Hernandez?
I could definitely see them choking and going on a very bad run.
Understand these key players? Hernandez,
Donnarumma definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Calhanoglu probably.
Let's say like this. They
Calhanoglu was shit for 4 years. How many? 3 years in Italy. You're shit.
Yeah.
And he's been playing well now for 6 months, and all of a sudden now he's.
Milan does.
Yeah, no, but he's better. Like he's a very good player right now. That's what I mean.
Milan doesn't have a single defender that gets into our starting lineup. I think Spinazzola starts over Hernandez.
No.
Still, they haven't conceded a single goal this season.
Okay, they played against Spezia.
What teams that they played? They played
Crotone, Spezia, and Bologna.
But guys, how many chances did we concede versus Udinese?
Udinese
lost
create.
2-0 versus Spezia.
How many chances did we
Udinese create.
Udinese? 2.
Huh?
We got 2.
What? No.
And even though they can't finish, Udinese is a team that creates. Spezia and Crotone don't have the attacking threats that Udinese has. They don't have a DePaul.
You said yourself, Udinese are great at counterattacks, and it's a weakness for Roma.
Yeah, no. But like, still, I feel like if you.
No, but let's do this. No, that's fine. They have a great. They also have fantastic defensive midfielders. They also have. Hernandez is probably better than Spinazzola. I like Sebe. I'd say it's like one. It's 1 for 1. It's very close. Right wing back. Who do they have now? They have Dalot. So I don't know.
No, they have what's his face? Calabria, who has been. He has had a good start to the season. Okay,
but I'd say Calabria. I'd say Calabria and Conte are the same as our idiots. Yeah. They're the same idiots. They're all idiots. That's like for like for me. I'll take any one of them. I don't care.
Okay.
The centre backs.
They're no discussion.
Our team.
No.
Yeah. So I'd say Hernandez maybe there you can argue. Otherwise, right wing back it's irrelevant because they're all shit. So who cares who's starting over who? Who cares what shit smells better? Who cares? It's shit.
Yeah.
Our centre backs, I think maybe. Who did they sign in defense? I forget the name. They did. They signed someone.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
It's not someone that would even be close to starting for us.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Romagnoli is the best defender. And as soon as I see Romagnoli is the best centre-back, I know no one's getting into Roma.
No.
Because that guy is really an idiot.
They have the goalkeeper, and Donnarumma is insane.
Donnarumma is huge. Donnarumma is like having an extra centre-back.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, he's insane.
He's that good, I'm saying. Not playing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying Milan are much better than us and they'll beat us by 10 points. I'm saying it will be a close race.
Yeah,
and I feel
but like literally for me, it comes down to the squads. I'd say, no, it comes down to me. For me, Zlatan doesn't miss like Dzeko.
Yeah.
And that's as simple as it is.
Honestly, I feel like it will just come down to like the small details. Like,
and if
maybe
we had Zaniolo, I would probably say we'd go ahead of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably me too. Yeah.
But
I just think it's gonna be a close race, and I feel like we have more injury-prone players that could hurt us. So I think
I'm gonna say like this for what I think this season. I think that we're pretty much stuck at 5th, and if we have a great season, we could make 4th. I think that's about.
I think if teams choke, we could make 4th.
Yeah.
But who's gonna choke? Like the most likely team for me that chokes it's Napoli or Juve.
Yeah.
Juve, yeah.
And Juve,
I mean, as much as weak
Sorry, continue.
as weak as Juve look with Pirlo as the manager, they can't finish outside.
They have Ronaldo.
Exactly.
They have
They can't finish
like, I
outside.
feel like Juve could lose 17 games in a row to drop out of the top 4, and then Roma would lose 18 in a row because that's Roma.
No, that's the thing. Juve are not gonna. They're not gonna finish outside of the top 4. I really don't think so.
But I do think that Napoli could somehow finish outside the top 4.
Yeah, it really depends for me. I was thinking about it. Milik got 11 goals for them last season.
Yeah.
Obviously, Osimhen adds a new dimension to the attack. It's not about goals.
Yeah.
It's about those touches, that speed. I don't know.
They lost.
And Lozano has now started playing. It's very difficult.
Even though Alan hasn't played as much, he was still a pretty important part of the team. He's gone.
He wasn't last season though. He had quite a bad season. And they did bring in Bakayoko, who is probably at least as good as Alan was last season.
They start either Manolas or Maximovic.
That's what I was going to say. That's where I think it may, if anything.
And right back, it's Malcui or Di Lorenzo is okay. He's not wow. This guy's good. Left back.
He's miles ahead of our wing backs.
Yeah.
That much better.
Yes.
Then
much
Santon.
Defensively, Santon is on the same level.
Yeah,
probably, but Di Lorenzo is way ahead on attack.
Yeah.
Way ahead.
Yeah, but we have eight.
Di Lorenzo is literally Maggio reborn.
At the left back, Mario Rui.
Okay, do you know what's funny? That guy is sauce. His crossing is so good.
He can attack like a king, but then...
for some reason...
So good.
And for some reason, they start Ospina over Meret. Why?
Butterfingers Meret.
Shut the fuck up, Antonio.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like
I'm not saying we're better than Napoli.
I think Napoli's attack is too good.
But if there's Napoli are a better team. But if there's any team in the top 4 that's gonna slip up, so we get 4th, it's them. It's not gonna be
100%.
It's not gonna be Inter.
You know what? Inter. You laugh. You tell me it's ridiculous. Inter. Watch them. I could see it being so stupid as they will not get someone they want in January, lose 3 games and contest is fuck you. I promise.
Okay, yes, this is possible.
It's DNA to choke after Christmas.
It's true.
It's in their
DNA to choke after Christmas.
Yes, it's both. They are our sister club like that.
I don't see Inter unless Conte leaves or some kind of drama happens.
I know if we had done the same episode a year ago and I had said this, you would have said, I don't see Inter choking at Christmas. They have Conte. And it happened.
No. I don't believe in Conte.
I definitely see them choking the title, but I don't see them if Conte stays.
I'm saying
listen, if Inter were to choke top, listen, no team, Roma are not going to get top 4 off a team giving it away to us. If Inter were to choke top 4, it's because they're choking what they're expected to achieve, and we're doing even better than what we're supposed to achieve. Then it happens, you know.
Yeah.
It's not going to be where Inter all of a sudden have a Napoli season of last season, you know.
No.
It's going to be if Roma all of a sudden make a step up as a very good team and Inter take a step down, maybe it happens.
Yeah, I think top 4 is going to be very hard. How about the cups?
I could see semi-final max. I don't see.
I could have seen Roma winning every single of the last 10 Coppa Italias, so no comment.
Yeah, I'll say I don't see them winning anything.
7-1.
But to be fair, if I'm saying that
Spezia like 2 years ago, we went out to someone ridiculous.
No, I think it was more than. But yeah, it was.
We also had that 7-1.
As long as we don't meet Fiorentina, we have a chance.
Yeah, exactly. We're good. We're good.
No. But yeah, what I want to see is mainly the individuals develop, because I feel like as long as we get Europa League, this season it's going to be what it is.
And
I just want to see Ibanez getting rid of those mistakes. I want to see Kumbula taking another step. I want to see Pellegrini becoming the player who he's supposed to be. Mayoral becoming good. Carlos Perez, all those.
I mean, we have made signings. We have improved. Shut the fuck up. We are trying to compete with other teams, but we're still forgetting that this is the first season of a rebuild.
Yeah. No, exactly.
And there will be hard results. It's like there will be hard results, and there will be games where it's like, why the fuck did they play so badly? And I know it sucks because it's like we all feel like we're the main characters of our world, and our team should always be doing amazing. Yeah. But the reality is there's going to be a lot of growing to do.
Yeah,
and that growing isn't going to come easily, but it's objective. Like,
I mean,
this team has a lot of potential, and that's objective.
Let's say like this: Milan is looking the best they have in 7 years. Inter is looking the best they have in a very long time. Every other team has stepped up. Lazio is probably going to step down, but that means Fiorentina is probably going to step up, even though they sold Chiesa. I mean, they got Callejon. He could fit their system almost more than Chiesa does. I think it could play almost a better right back because that's.
You think? I just don't think he has the. Does he have the industry?
Yeah, but
I don't think Fiorentina isn't a threat to us at all because they have Giacchini.
Not to us, not now.
No. But what I'm saying is that pretty much every team is looking upwards. Right now we are looking like this. We're standing still at the moment, even though that it's still a new project, yes, but you see more clarity in the other projects than you see in Roma's.
True.
Which is worrying, and it's not an excuse, but it's an explanation to us why making top 4 is looking more unrealistic than it has since I can't even remember when.
We had very bad, we weren't supposed to be doing good after everything that has happened, like firing our DS or SD, changing owners, all this stuff.
Yeah, and let's say like this: before the 2010s, Serie A pretty much always had 7 competing teams. Then it was the 2010s. It was the weak Serie A. It was pretty much Juve, Napoli, Roma. That was the that was the 3 guaranteed top 3 pretty much. Now it's back to 7 competing teams. It's back to a strong Serie A, where it's probably going to remain like that. So it's going to be more competitive, which means that we can't no longer expect being top 4 every year because, again, we don't have the facilities or the project.
We never even got to come 4th. We went from 3rd to straight out. Such BS.
True. You get my point. I mean, we
need to, boys. We need to talk about the final things of the transfers of the transfer market.
And
Smalling arrived, and Perotti left.
Yes, Kluivert left on a dry loan.
Hello, Smalling. What?
Kluivert left on a dry loan, so
and Alsen, your Swedish brother.
Oh yeah, true. Was that was a dry loan too, right? I think so.
I'm very happy Kluivert is a dry loan.
Yeah.
Me too. I think he could explode.
Player who it's just a matter of time, honestly.
Leipzig is one of the best teams to develop in all of Europe.
I hope Leipzig on pricks now though, and they're like
and also the Bundesliga is like the perfect place for fast wingers. Fast players generally just perform so well in the Bundesliga. I don't know what it is. Maybe
who
it's
was the
because
last Bundesliga player to come to Serie A?
Huh?
Who was the last Bundesliga player to come to Serie A, like attacker?
Rebic, probably.
Yeah,
he did well, to be fair.
And he's doing well, yeah. So I'm saying, well, the reason I'm asking is if Kluivert does well in Bundesliga, it's not like doing well in Holland, where it doesn't mean shit,
No, exactly. It's considered big leagues though, so it's one of the top 4 leagues.
I just say that because in theory, teams in Bundesliga don't defend, and teams in Italy park the bus all day, you know.
Yeah. But I think this will be good for Kluivert because it's a much faster paced play style there, and teams counterattack, and it's less tactical, I think. So that's perfect for Kluivert. That's what he needs.
Nagelsmann is a genius.
Huh?
Nagelsmann is a genius.
Are you saying
Yes.
he's stupid?
Said he's a genius.
No, Conte. Did Conte say stupid? It's less
No.
tactical, so it will fit him.
No comment.
You don't think Nagelsmann is a good coach?
No, I definitely think he's a good coach, but I think we shouldn't get into this, but he hasn't improved every team has been as good when he was there as when he left or before, point-wise. So I haven't seen
Leipzig in the semi-final before he came.
True. That's something. As I said, we shouldn't get into this.
This guy didn't have Werner and got to the same. Never mind. Yeah, we shouldn't get into it because Conte doesn't want to embarrass himself. I agree.
I haven't. He isn't a bad coach. Definitely, he's a very good coach.
No, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. I agree with you. He's just another Di Francesco. Am I right?
Yeah, totally.
Same shit.
My God, no, definitely not. Anyway,
UCL semi-final completely undeserved, doing nothing in the league. Yeah, Nagelsmann, new Di Francesco.
Okay, yes,
We have a title.
let's talk about Smalling. Absolute steal.
Fantastic, Christopher. I don't know if you guys saw the video. Forza Roma. Wait, no, that's American. Forza Roma. How did he say it?
I can't remember. It was
Forza Roma.
Forza
I'm
Roma.
so happy to be back at the club. You know,
Seba nailed it.
so lovely.
Anyways.
Do it.
Forza Roma.
Forza Roma.
Anyways, insane deal. It's 50 million plus add-ons. The add-ons are.
What I love, the United fans insulting Roma. Oh, they're so cheap. My salary could have cut. No, man. Should we have been like, you know what, Ed? It's so kind of you to accept this 15 million over 4 years, but that would just be so cheap of us. I insist we pay it up front and give you 5 million bonus. No, obviously we're going to take the deal that your guys were stupid enough to accept. Why does that make us cheap? That's like saying someone's cheap for paying 10 rand for milk or for paying $1 for milk. You're cheap. No, the milk costs $1. Idiot.
Yeah. No, exactly. But the deal is an absolute steal. 15 million in installments, in 4 installments, I think, right?
Well, from what I understand, it's payable over 4 years.
Okay.
So anyways, I don't know if that's as long as it's paid by the end of 4 years, or if there's a set amount each year. You know.
I mean,
anyways,
over
the set amount is 15 million, which is great, and then there's the bonus, which is 5 million if we win the Champions League in 3 years, right?
Word.
I think it's Champions League inside the next 3 years.
I mean, let's just say like this: we need to find someone who believes in Roma as much as Woodward does.
Bring Woodward to the club now. What a laugh. Thank you, Ed.
He's good. He's gonna buy Roma. He's gonna buy Roma and make them win the Champions League. Go back to United
in 2 years. In 2 years, Roma are gonna meet United in the Champions League.
And they can tell them just like, lose.
It's gonna be like, gentlemen. I understand it's the Champions League, but with that 5 million, we could get Sancho. Sancho plays for PSG now.
Fuck's sake.
Ed Sancho retired. He retired a year ago after his ACL injury, bro. He's not an option. But we Sancho.
United absolute cunts.
The way they left it to deadline. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but why did they keep like not lowering the price and then just like 50 million?
It was a game of chicken. Game of chicken till the deadline day, and then United caved. But then it was like, okay, if we just sign him for 15 million, everyone's gonna be like, why the fuck did you waste the whole month? So let's just make it so that it's like, it seems like there's somewhere we get that 5 million bonuses. but you don't actually have to pay it. So let's just say, he was trying to like save face from actually just forcing it for like having the ski trip for a month and then just choking like a little bitch. He just wanted to like try and hide it. And he gave it to us payable. I'm pretty sure I read like a week ago that Roma were ready to pay the 15 mil full price right now, 15 mil. And Woodward was like, okay, if you promise us 5 mil for the Champions League, we'll even let you pay it over 4 years. Just to get that bonus, Ed. You're so dumb, bro. So funny. It's so dumb. Surely accepting our 12 million offer is better business than 15 million over 4 years. 12 mil.
Surely. Absolute steal.
Ed, why? Why did you do this? You know what this reminds me of? When Barca said, this is like when Barca said, we regretted the Carlos Perez sale instantly. So then just don't do it then, idiot.
No, but the best thing out of all this is that they sell Smalling for 15 over 4 years and keep their 80 million Maguire.
I read so many
fans that just said we sold our best centre back. Why? It's hilarious to me.
I saw United fans on Twitter saying just give them Maguire for 15 and keep Smalling. I mean, honestly,
no thanks.
No, exactly.
I wouldn't even take 15 over 4 years for Maguire.
Oh, absolute joke.
Maguire, okay, how about this? Maguire plus 15, and we'll take him.
And then we use that 15 to buy Smalling.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's a very good signing. I think bringing Smalling back, that's fantastic. And I think the reason is maybe perhaps it's almost like, get an obvious backup, like we were saying at one point. Get an obvious backup, let these three be the starter. But there was one point that I hadn't thought of that I think is important. And his name is Romelu Lukaku. And the fact that none of our centre-backs can deal with him. Same for Zapata. Smalling gives you a weapon against those absolutely dominant, like the Cornelius for Parma. Yeah. You need someone like Smalling to deal with someone that physically powerful, you know. Where the other three, I'm not sure any one of them is quite ready for that type of strength. You know?
And I feel like it showed a bit in the previous couple of games that at times we need someone to direct the defense, and we were sometimes like out of position, kind of like the whole defense wasn't quite in sync.
Another important thing is that Smalling has obviously over a year obtained such great influence over the squad. I mean, he has said numerous times that him and the squad still have contact. You see on the post, you can see Spinazzola, Villar, everybody's commenting about him. I mean, those comments weren't there with the Mayoral signing or anything like that.
No, of course.
They obviously really like him. And Kumbula said numerous times also that he watched a lot of Smalling last season to learn. And them working together could be beneficial. Very much so.
Help the young center backs we have to improve in training and stuff. So
plus we have a backup captain.
Finally. Not much more to say.
That I was thinking.
I don't know what he's talking about.
No. But the eternal discussion, now that we have the entire squad, who should be first and second captain, in your opinion?
No, I'm sorry, but this discussion is stupid. I'm sorry, I saw this on Twitter. This discussion is stupid because you're not going to take the captain's armband away from Jaco. No way. If you take it away, Jaco's going to be grumpy. He's not going to want to play. He's going to be open goal.
Can people not understand that? I'm pretty sure that the Roma players consider Jaco their captain. I'm pretty sure Jaco is the leader of the group.
He doesn't do a good job of it.
No,
it doesn't matter if they want him as their leader. Like, they all look up to him. He clearly is the boss.
Exactly.
And Smalling is wear the armband. The only reason you give it for Mancini is like, he fights for the shirt. He should be captain. Oh, look, he shouted at Zaniolo. Yes, great, but do the players look at Mancini and think that's the guy I'm going to die for? You know, is that the guy I shit myself for when he speaks like they do for Dzeko? So he's the leader of the team. He's the one who has the respect of the players. He's the champion. You know,
I kind of agree, and that's why probably Smalling is going to be the backup captain.
He was not a cunt a lot of the time.
I just don't want Dzeko having the armband because it's guaranteed playtime.
Well, he should be guaranteed playtime. He's our best striker by a long way.
No, come on. No.
No, but I know. But okay, yes, but we can have a new discussion if Mayoral is the second coming of Raul after 15 games. We can discuss this again. As right now, Dzeko is by far the best attacking option in Rome and should be treated as such, as long as Zaniolo's injured.
100%, yeah. I don't think Mayoral hasn't proven anything yet.
No,
he can't be.
I just want someone that can finish. Jesus Christ.
Fair, but I don't think
that's not even to do with the captaincy anyway.
No, but like, that's about the play time.
And I think Smalling should be the backup captain.
Yeah.
I think it's clear that Smalling is a leader to so many of the players. Although I don't like the fact that the man isn't even giving some kind of interview in Italian.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's something that worries me in terms of being a leader.
And we have to prepare for the English people memeing us for making Smalling, having Smalling as a captain.
True.
Does anyone? There's not much. So Dzeko would speak English.
Yeah.
Pedro would speak English. Mkhitaryan speaks English. No, none of our defenders, Fazio and is the only one who would have a reason to speak English.
Yeah.
No, I don't think.
By the way, quick disclaimer: big up to Mkhitaryan for what he's been trying to do for Armenia. By the way.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Big up for him trying to use the difference.
Yeah. Great guy.
Apparently I saw today Pastore is not in our Europa League squad because he was on the verge of being released from his contract on deadline day, and it didn't happen.
I saw somewhere on Twitter. I haven't actually checked the squad because I just assumed I knew what players were going to be there. But I saw that apparently Jesus and Fazio are in the Europa League squad.
Yeah, and Calafiori's in the B squad.
Yeah, Jesus doesn't make sense to me because they told him he wasn't going to get called up again. So what happened there? But I guess it's another backup. I don't know. Anyway, should we just go through our prediction tables and just say them and then?
Saying middle teams should just be, it's just irrelevant. Let's say top 4 Europa League places and bottom 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't really give a fuck about Parma coming 11. Like,
exactly.
No, same. All right. So should we start from the bottom? Because I feel like that's.
Because now we're here. Okay, let's go.
Last, I think definitely Crotone. I don't know if anyone disagrees, but
I don't care about Crotone or anything they stand for. So yes.
Yeah, no, I don't think they have a chance. Their defense is different.
Crotone last, Spezia second last, and Genoa third last.
My bottom 3 is 20th Crotone, 19th. Who did I put 19th? Udinese, and 18th Genoa.
Oh, Spezia staying up.
I got Spezia 17th.
For me, Crotone, Spezia, and Genoa, honestly, because I could actually see them having to miss like 6 games and have to just forfeit them.
Yeah. Because
I don't know how you think.
Let's just say like this: against other teams, it could be postponed, but if they have Juve, it's gonna be a forfeit.
No, but Sebe, I think how are Udinese getting relegated with like just the Paul and Lasagna are enough to come?
I mean, if they can't ever score, how are they gonna get points?
It's
because they're gonna start scoring.
It's just
they're just gonna start scoring.
And in fact,
the defense is very solid as well.
All 3 games they deserve to score.
Yeah, but deserve. I mean,
okay, but we'll use the same argument for Roma that we have the second most chances created.
Yeah, exactly. But
justification.
Exactly, but that's why we're still 5th and not top 4.
Why? Because we don't score those chances. No, I don't know. I think there's a reason we don't score those chances. But I also think not scoring chances in 3 games versus not scoring chances over a full season is different. you know?
No, like I definitely think Udinese have a problem in attack, but they're gonna start scoring, and their defense is very solid. They have a very solid defensive setup. So I could see them taking.
How much of this Udinese struggle is like these chances is poor finishing, and how much of it is bad luck? You know,
no, it's quite. It's quite a lot of poor finishing. Actually,
could have got a penalty for that Ibanez tackle.
Yeah, no, fair. No, but I mean, in the previous game, it's quite a lot of poor finishing. To be fair, but it's still, they're gonna get. If Lasagna starts scoring like 2 goals, he's not gonna stop, and then just that confidence will have him score a lot, and that might.
I think for a squad like Udinese to get relegated is unbelievable.
Yeah, and they have Pereira now, who is the good.
Relegated.
Yeah, no, another good player. So I think they're gonna pull through. I have them in like I think they're gonna be just outside the relegation spots, but
relegated I think is a bit harsh. So.
Yeah.
I'm just saying from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, fair enough.
I could see them dropping down, but I feel like Spezia and Genoa are more likely. Okay, so should we do from 7th and up? So like the big 7.
Yeah.
7th, I think we all have Lazio, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Lazio and your guys big 7? I don't believe in them that much. I wouldn't put them so high.
Yeah, you have them in 8th, right?
Fiorentina is 7th, right?
So let me think. Who wants to go first for big 7?
I can go first.
Oh, for me. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I think 7th Lazio, 6th Milan, 5th Roma, 4th Juve, 3rd Napoli, 2nd or 1st could be Atalanta or Inter. I could see it going either way.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Yeah, I have Lazio in 7th, Roma in 6th, Milan in 5th, Juve 4th, just because of Pirlo, but they won't drop out of the top 4 with that attack. Napoli in 3rd, and then Inter Atalanta. I have it could go either way, but I put Atalanta in 1st. I think it's like 55-45 in Atalanta's favor. Sasha.
So 1st place Atalanta, and by like 15 points. 2nd place Inter, fighting with Juve and Napoli. So I think the Inter from 3rd, I think from 2nd to 4th isn't going to matter. It's going to be interchangeable between Inter, Napoli, and Juve.
Yeah.
And then I think 5th Roma, if they have a miracle season, maybe they can have that be in the conversation for 4th. If one of those other 3 teams are clearly weaker, maybe. But otherwise, I think Roma 5th or 6th with Milan, and then obviously that 5th or 6th Roma, Milan, and then 7th. I'm not sure. There's a lot of teams I think could come 7th. I think Fiorentina have a good chance. I think Sassuolo have been playing so well. I think Sassuolo could honestly come 7th.
The only thing that holds them back is their defense, to be honest.
Yeah.
So maybe between Fiorentina and Sassuolo for 7th. I think. Look, Lazio, they're a medieval English team. They know how to do one thing. I could play centre back. To play centre back for Lazio, the qualification is, can you kick a ball more than 25 yards? If you can, and in the air, if you can, then you playing for Lazio, and your job is for 90 minutes to kick it at Immobile and hope that Serie A defenders haven't learned that trick after 4 years. Like, honestly, if they think, like, not funny, Immobile always has that one fantastic season, and then teams realize. Torino, when he scored 20 goals, because then people are okay, they're gonna kick it over the top, and the Oak's gonna run like over and over and over. I just don't understand. Luis Alberto, I don't believe is gonna have that. You're not gonna have another 16 assist season or whatever it was from that guy. He's a very talented player, but I don't know. I don't think
they have a good attack at times. Like they have some versus Atalanta. I thought they were impressive all around. They were just obviously huge defensive mistake, which was down to the individuals.
Atalanta. You thought they were
Yeah,
impressive?
no. Like I only watched the first half, so.
Okay, no. I don't know. Maybe like by impressive,
look,
they just minimum creating 2 chances. Yeah, sure.
No, they created a few good chances, got into good positions, missed their chances, obviously. Defensively, obviously, huge mistakes. This is why I'm kind of cautious about Atalanta, because I didn't think they had a very good first half. They got lucky with some bounces.
But with Atalanta is that they can have a poor game and still score 4 goals. Which other team can have that?
Yes, but they can also have a poor game and lose to. Was it they lost to last year? Like I don't know, like some relegation team. I can't remember. And they lost at home like 2 or 3 times to relegation teams. Like but yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't see Lazio doing as well this year. I feel like they were on a good run and everyone was just gelling.
And now a very big amount of luck.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I think like who did they have as they said? Acerbi and who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who?
Vavro? I don't know.
Vavro, Patrick, Bustos, or Radu.
Their defense is literally like their defense. Arguably, Hellas Verona's defense last season is better on paper than theirs now.
Yeah.
Their defense is embarrassing. Yeah, they have Milinkovic. They have 3 players.
Yeah.
Milinkovic, Luis Alberto, and Immobile.
Yes.
Agreed.
And Immobile, I don't know. We'll see.
Immobile is very.
I'll be very impressed if Immobile scores over 20 goals.
Let's say like this: it's very easy to isolate Immobile from games. Very,
very,
100%.
Very, very.
In the derby, he didn't do shit in any of the 2 derbies last season. I can't even remember.
Honest, the first derby, he should have scored 2 goals. He missed 2 sitters against us, I think.
Yeah, he was good. He got an assist as well. So in the first derby, was actually quite.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good against us.
No, but I mean, like
he got chances.
Exactly. Like I mean, like he wasn't pocketed because he got the chances. So he missed them.
Exactly.
So. But
fuck Lazio. Honestly, they're gonna come fucking 13. I think. How long is this episode, guys? I think it's been very long. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's time to wrap up.
And not to mention with Lazio, they have 0 depth and they have Champions League to worry about.
Yes.
They have fucking. Is Lulic still in their team?
He's injured.
But he's still in their team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, bro. That's like us still having Marquinhos.
And they also have that Marusic, who isn't that great either.
But Muriqi for 20 million. I might actually make that my Twitter bio. I just don't understand how.
Andreas Pereira, 27 as well.
Actually, I actually just feel embarrassed for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Dude, their banger Mercato was losing out.
In Europe. Oh gosh, yeah.
Their banging Mercato was losing Kumbula and Majoral to Roma and signing Muriqi and Andreas Pereira for as much as we signed those 2 for. No,
for 10
almost
million.
twice as much almost.
Yeah, literally.
Insane. To be fair though,
20 for Muriqi. We got Majoral with an option.
Yeah. And
but have either of you seen Muriqi play? Because I feel like it's unfair to judge people.
Because at one point we were linked with him, so I watched.
Okay.
He's very good in the air. Very, very good in the air. Like me, all he is very good in the air.
He's a hard worker.
Like Lorente.
He's a hard worker. That's his.
Yeah, I don't think, and he would have been a very good like worst case scenario Dzeko backup in my opinion.
Okay.
But they spent 20 million instead.
Yeah, no, it's
like why don't they just go by Milik actually?
What? Exactly. And De Laurentiis clearly is Laziale.
Like imagine having a man like Lotito promise you great signings to have a fantastic season. and then you go spend almost 30 million on Pereira from Manchester United. It's hard to hate Lazio. It's actually hard to like. Your owner is actually a crack addict. Like he has the mind of a crazy cat lady.
And their backup midfielders are Parolo, Cataldi, and Akpa.
Cataldi. How is Cataldi still paid?
That is their backup midfielders.
No. Let's not forget about Escalante because he is actually good as a Leva backup.
I've never seen him play.
No, I've seen him. He looks very solid defensively. I think he can be. He isn't going to be a game changer, but he can do a decent job as a Leva
But
backup.
they think that that Lucas Leiva is going to have that season again.
And still,
No, probably not.
And still Cataldi, Parolo, and Akpa Akpro.
Yes.
That guy was killing me. That Akpra guy or whatever. That guy was making me laugh. Yo, what a clown. Funny guy. And the striker, Casiedo. No, what's funny? Can I actually tell you what's sad? I know it's one game, but after Atalanta Inter, if I had only watched Lazio for the first time in that game, and you asked me, I would have said their best striker is Casiedo.
And what the fuck happened to Correa? He completely fell off.
Correa has ridiculous skill, but like Correa reminds me a lot of like a 22-year-old Lamela, just not as clinical.
Yeah, exactly. Correa
He's 25, isn't he?
He and he needs 87 chances to get a shot on target.
Yeah, how many times that guy's dribbled Roma's whole defense and they just fucked it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but guys, we should end it off there. So
yeah, I think so. But let's be careful because now that we talk so much shit.
Oh my God, this 20 minutes of Italy, please.
Lazio are probably gonna go finish above us because we talked so much shit. Anyways, see you guys in the next episode. Bye.